Hello there, I'm Dave from Tuono Bike, and today I'm just finishing off the service on an RSV4. This is a Euro 5 spec one. It already has, as you can see, an Akrapovic slip-on system on it. And if you've watched some of our earlier videos, you will have seen the Tuono V4 EU5 version of this one already, and we've made some comparisons with the slip-on system versus the full titanium Akrapovic system. Well, now we're going to tune this one with the slip-on system on it, and when we've done that, we'll compare that with the Tuono and see what the difference is, if they're similar or whether this one has got more power and all the rest of it. So keep watching and we'll crack on with it, get it tuned, make the comparos. Well, there you go. RSV4 is done and dusted, and I am suitably impressed with the power output. I'm very surprised at how strong this thing is in the top end in particular. It's putting out 207 horsepower. Yes, that's correct. 207 horsepower at the rear wheel with just an Akrapovic slip-on system in place and a tune. I haven't seen anything better than that in terms of a superbike. This is the best one I've ever seen. So at the moment they're winning the race. I believe that the Ducati, the current model one, is even stronger than this again. Certainly if you look at the results on racetracks around the world, that would agree. But I haven't seen anything here yet to be able to say yes, it definitely wins the horsepower race. What I can say is that this one is very, very good indeed. Anyway, compared to the Tuono, which is what this video is actually all about, with a slip-on system also, the Tuono does have more torque and power in the lower end of the rev range and mid-range. It does drop off at about 9 grand, and it does not rev as high. It's peaking at I think the horsepower peaks at about $12,500, 12,500 RPM, with the peak horsepower figure of around 165, whereas at 9.5, 10 grand, this model is only just starting to get going, and it is now revving to 14 grand. Stock they rev to 13.2, so we've increased the RPM on it, and it is now producing, as I said, 207 horsepower at the rear wheel. Very impressive. So all in all, obviously the two specs are quite different. I don't know what they've done to the Tuono to give it more low down and mid-range. I've had a fairly good look at all of the software. I can't see anything in there that tells me there's a significant difference there. There are obviously little differences, but I think to have 40 horsepower or less at the top end and probably a good 10 or 15 more in the bottom end, there's more going on there than just the electronics. But I think the Tuono is probably a better road bike looking at those numbers than the RSV. but having said that, they're still both very good road bikes. The Tuono obviously doesn't have fairings on it. It's got the flat bars, as everyone knows. It's probably a bit more comfortable to ride for us older folks on the road. Probably ride it for longer and be more comfortable on it. And it has more usable torque and horsepower low down and in the mid-range. But if you want a balls out race bike that's got lots of horsepower, then it's hard to go past this one. It has got everything you would need in that regard. But bear in mind with these two models, and this goes with all the Euro 5 models in particular, you need to tune these bikes to make them run really nicely low down and in the mid-range. Even in their stock form, they are massively restricted, and they do pull a lot of fuel out to make them comply with all the regulations these days. So if you want to make them run really nice down low and get rid of all that snatchy throttle and all of those issues associated with them running deliberately lean, you will need to get the bike tuned. And I guarantee you it will transform the way this bike, or your bike, will run after you've had a proper tune done on it. So certainly very much worth consideration. In the meantime, below is a link, so you can jump on the link there. It'll take you to an online store where you can purchase all of these goodies. In terms of the tune, you can buy the tune, book in for custom tune if you wish, buy a Powergate module, which is a little handheld tool, and then you can load our tune file onto the handheld tool yourself. And you've got a choice between the performance tune, one for a little bit of economy, and the original tune file. You can load it at will whenever you feel the need. That's all there for you, so go to the online store to have a look at all of that stuff. I would try to carry most of it in stock, so you can be assured that generally it is available when you decide you want it. That's probably about it for me. Thanks for watching. I'm Dave from Dyno Bike.